Welcome to the AI Campa show, APPDecoded, where we focus on apps and software. Enjoy this episode, like and subscribe. Thank you.
You know those tasks, those endless, repetitive digital chores that just seem to eat up your day? We all have them. They're not just a time waster, they're total drain on your focus. Well, today we're going to show you how to conquer them, for good, with an amazing automation tool called Zapier.
Okay, so let's just dive right in by setting a scene that I'm sure is going to feel painfully familiar to a lot of you.
I mean, seriously, does your day look like this? Bouncing between your email, a spreadsheet, a messaging app, just moving the exact same piece of information from one window to the next? It's tedious, it's mind-numbing, and honestly, it steals the precious brain power you need for the work that actually matters. Well, stick around because that's the exact problem we are going to solve today. In this explainer, we're going to show you how to build a hands-free workflow that does all of that machine work for you so you can get back to doing the human work. So what's the secret weapon here? Let's meet our automation co-pilot for today's mission. It's a tool called Zapier. And the best way to think about it is like a universal translator for all your apps. It uses these really simple automated recipes, they call them zaps, to make different programs work together. And the best part? No coding required. And listen, this is not just for tech wizards. It's built for creators, for small business owners, clinic administrators. Really, it's for anyone who finds themselves doing the same digital chores over and over and over again. If you use a bunch of different tools to get your job done, this is for you. So how does this thing actually work in the real world? Let's look at a concrete example to see the magic of a basics app. So meet Luis. He's a community health coordinator, and this is his daily grind. He gets these form submissions, right? And then he has to manually update a spreadsheet, alert his team, and then message the client back. It's a classic, super time-consuming workflow that's pulling him away from his actual mission. Now, this is where Zapier just completely changes the game for him. It all starts with a trigger. A new form gets submitted. That one single event kicks off a whole chain of actions. Zapier automatically creates a new row in his spreadsheet. It cleans up the data so it's formatted perfectly, sends a confirmation out via WhatsApp, and pings his team on Slack. All of it, instantly. And the payoff here is just huge. Luis never has to copy and paste that data again, period. He gets a perfect, clean record every time, and every single client gets an immediate confirmation. But the real benefit? He now has more time and mental space to actually focus on community outreach. The work that only he can do. Okay, that was a fantastic start. But what happens when your workflow isn't always so simple and straightforward? Let's kick it up a notch and see how you can build in some more advanced logic. This is where things get really, really powerful. With a feature called Paths, your workflow can actually start making decisions. So let's say a form submission comes in for an appointment. Zapier can automatically go and block out time on the calendar. But if it's for something else, maybe it creates a task for the team instead. It's one trigger leading to two totally different outcomes with zero manual sorting. And you can get even more granular. You can use filters to tell your Zap, hey, only run for high priority items, just ignore the rest. Or you can use delays to make sure your automated follow-ups are sent at a professional, human-friendly time, like 8 a.m., instead of, the middle of the night. It's all about making your automation smarter, not just faster. But what if you're using some custom tool or an app that isn't one of the 6,000 in Zapier's library? That's where webhooks come in. Think of a webhook as a universal mailbox. It gives you a special, unique link that can catch data sent from pretty much any tool on the internet. So here's how that works. Your custom app sends its raw data to that unique webhook URL. Zapier then catches it, cleans it all up, like fixing date formats, names, and numbers, and then it distributes that clean, reliable data to all your other apps. This is so important because it enforces data hygiene right from the start, preventing that whole garbage in, garbage out problem. Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing, right? But let's get real for a second and talk about the practical side of things. We're talking performance, cost, and how it stacks up against the competition. So here's the deal. It's fast, usually near real time, but it's not always instantaneous. Simple zaps are incredibly easy to set up, but mastering that advanced logic, well, that's going to take some practice. A good tip is to think like a programmer and map out your if-then scenarios on paper first. And this is a big one. Be very careful with sensitive data. Make sure you have the right compliance agreements in place and always use two-factor authentication. What about the cost? Well, there's a free tier, which is awesome for trying out simple one-step automations. But to unlock the real power, all that multi-step magic and advanced logic we just talked about, you're gonna need a paid plan.
But here's how you should think about it. If you spend just 5 minutes setting up a Zap that saves you 30 minutes of manual work every single day, that subscription pays for itself almost immediately. You're not just buying back your time, you're buying back your focus and your creativity.
Now, Zapier isn't the only player in this game. There's a tool called Make that offers a more visual way to build workflows. For those who need maximum privacy, NN can be self-hosted, and Pipedream is really built for developers who want to mix in custom code. Zapier's main advantage, its trump card, is its absolutely massive app library and just how incredibly easy it is to get started.
All right, we've covered the power, the advanced features, and the practical realities. So after all that, what is the final verdict on Zapier?
We're giving it a solid 4.3 out of 5. Why? Because for its target audience, the creators, the small businesses, the operators who want to automate without code, it is absolutely best in class for its combination of simplicity and power.
So, should you use it? Absolutely, if your goal is speed and connecting the widest possible range of apps with the least amount of fuss. However, if you're dealing with highly regulated data or you absolutely need your data to stay on your own servers, you might want to look at alternatives like N8N.
And that brings us to the end. I'm just going to leave you with this one question to think about. As you go about your day tomorrow, what's that one repetitive copy and paste task you find yourself doing over and over again? Because that, right there, is the perfect candidate for your very first step. Find it, automate it, and get back to the work that truly matters.